Cronan Saga. Cronan had spread the magic catalysts in the appropriate patterns on the ground. He tossed a bit of obsidian salt derisively. Though he despised magic, he felt that the crow might be important. After a moment of silent contemplation, Cronan spat and scowled. His muscles flexed as he knelt down to draw the final glyph. In virgin blood, of course. Alex, standing just outside the circle, held the crow in trembling, bandaged hands. The crow's beady eyes darted around the room, and Alex felt that it too somehow sensed the tension hanging in the thick, musty air. Cronan began chewing on the dried fungus between his teeth to strengthen his connection with the binding. "Here," he said, handing some to Alex. Glowering, Cronan took the soul stone and placed it in his ruddy palm. It glowed seductively. The glow seemed to him almost like a greeting. It was warm. He looked deeper, in the red pulsing center, and he could feel its heart beat. He took the stone and pressed it against the cool, smooth black feathers of the crow. He slicked them back with a dash of lubricative serum, then slowly wound a leather strap around the bird, fixing its breast against the stone. It cawed softly. "Keep the bird at the center of the circle," he instructed. The candles arranged around the circle's edge flickered dimly. Alex stepped inside and took hold of the crow. But it suddenly spasmed. "Hold it steady," Cronan growled, his voice like gravel grinding beneath steel. "Damnable magic has been the ruin of Tarkus." "Do exactly as I say." He calmed himself. "The ritual requires focus. I don't know what magic that stone has, but binding a soul is no easy task." Alex nodded, trying to ignore the way his heart pounded. The crow fluttered its wings futilely. Still, Alex's mind wandered darkly. Billy, how his brother had looked, torn apart, mangled, a fleshy jigsaw, the flap of face skin, and most of all, the demon's awful, mocking cackle. The air felt tight, like someone had put a tourniquet around Alex's chest. He clenched his jaw. "Good. Hold your focus, and the binding will begin," Cronan said, his voice low and steady. "But understand, boy, it cannot be undone." Cronan took his position at the edge of the runes. He placed his hands in the form of a circle and closed his eyes. From the circle, within the circle binds. Then Cronan began, brow furrowed, a low, guttural note, which continued impossibly, sustained by his massive lungs. Alex could feel the note. He could feel the vibrations coursing through him. The sound was driving him, pulling him, and calling him back. 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 From the deep black of history, it was an ancient note. It began before, and before that, it began. It rolled over the cold, twilight plain, over a vast, pale hinterland, through a silent forest of naked white bodies, set against moss and birch leaves, and far into the mountains, which snapped up at the sky like the jaw of a predator. Cold night. Breathing the crisp air and listening to the sound the condensation makes. It had run up a ravine, leaping, fleeing, teasing him. He was following up the chilly course the water took, searching for the scent in the nearly frozen moss, yearning for the fresh tracks of his prey. The dark riverbed masked the trail. He held his head in the still air to pick out the note he was looking for, the subtle scent of sweat and fear. A tiny movement in the leaves revealed its presence. His eyes widened. Indescribable excitement, a wild orgasm of movement and ferocity. And when he leapt and put his teeth into its supple hide, he exulted in the pleasure of the kill. Iron blood fills his mouth, driving his teeth deeper in the soft belly flesh. He feels it spasm against him, but his bite is deep and tight. Its breathing grows ragged as its strength ebbs. They stay connected for a time before he twists his jaws, rending the flesh and swallowing it with single-minded focus. Yes, there is only this. Sated, completed, he saunters to taste the icy waters. Cold, his tongue lapping against the stones in the riverbed. In the far distance, he spots a light, orange, against the blue-black twilight. It frightens him, but he is drawn to it. He listens once more to the icy wind playing among the naked branches, but turns. He sets out then, the tang of blood still on his teeth, towards the fire. Always towards the fire. Towards the fire in the stone, in the palm of his hand. The stone brightened, pulsing with the drone. The crow let out a low, strange, distressed caw, flapping its wings harder. Alex tightened his grip, his palms sweating. "Alex!" called the crow. The animal contorted violently as it tried to free itself from its bindings, its slick feathers slipping through his fingers. The stone's light grew burning hot, It danced grotesquely on his face and on the walls, fucking the shadows, peeling back his nose and revealing his wild expression reflected in the eyes of the crow, which appeared before him, swollen, huge, juicy, black, and red. The crow screamed, and the light forced its way through his fingers. It jumped. It ran along the walls, screeching, knocking over the candles, leaping from shadow to disappearing shadow before vanishing into a crack in the floor. The room fell into utter silence. Alex blinked, trying to adjust to the dark. The crow had gone still, its body rigid. He could feel its heartbeat. No, 2 heartbeats, thudding irregularly beneath his fingers. Slowly, automatically, Alex opened his hands. The bird flapped once, before perching on the edge of the ritual circle, its head cocked unnaturally as it stared at Alex with molten dark eyes. It approached him slowly, first hopping, then striding. Acid words hissed out from its beak and dripped on the floor.
You should have left me in the abyss.
Cronan's eyes flew open at the sound of Blixabarg's evil speech. Too late. The crow plunged into Cronan's chest, its razor beak piercing his stomach. He grasped at the bird, but it slipped through his hands as it tore into his belly, leaving only bloody feathers behind. He could feel it burrowing, already too deep inside him, gnawing through his bones. He frantically pulled open the wound as he heard a cackle from inside. He jammed his fingers, then his entire hand, into the hole in his torso as he fished for the demon inside his body. Forearms sliding against his ribs, pain beyond imagining. Cronan could feel the parasite's beak tickling his liver, scratching the discs in his spine, climbing up the stairway to his brainstem. It put its lips against his inner ear, and he could hear then intimately the cackle of Blixabarg and the whispers of Smoovjahaz.
Now die!
Hissed the voice from inside his skull. Cronan clutched at his mouth, at his eyes, twisting in agony. In a horrible final spasm, he stood, lifting Riftblade and screaming as his brain burst. An ooze of blood pulsed from the entry burrow as he slumped down, lying limp, a stream of spittle leaking from his lips. Dead. It was a deeper black than he had ever known. It was beyond color, beyond the lack of color, beyond. It was a timeless black, the black of infinity, beyond which there was nothing but itself, where it somehow redoubled in blackness, in thickness, and impossible weight. It was beyond sight, beyond color, beyond existence, but not beyond sound. A low, thudding sound. Boom, 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 boom. Strong, forceful. Boom! A warrior's sound. The sound of a shield wall crashing into the enemy. Boom, boom! The enemy falls, your blade embedded in his neck. Boom, boom! The thud of an ale mug slamming down amidst a raucous laugh of brothers. Boom! The night of your first meeting with the fair Monalishi, when you snuck into her tent and your bodies met. Boom, boom! The sound of a new low E string, ready to shred. Boom, boom! The heartbeat of a warrior of Tarkus. the heartbeat of Cronan. It was everything and nothing. How long had it been? Minutes? Hours? Days? Cronan became aware of his surroundings. He touched his chest. Nothing. He listened with his eyes closed for a time. He heard movement. He squinted as he rose. The boy was in the circle, looking at the crow. It hopped excitedly.
Alex! 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 It's Billy! It's me! Billy, bro!
Came the voice from the black beak.
Cronan, Saga.